What is up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing here some continued test stands for going first for rockets. So I do hope you guys are actually excited about that. I figured I wanted to actually make more videos, or at least more test stands going first, given that we were only able to fit in 2 of the test stands in the previous video, and that was mainly because rockets just have so many extensive combos that they turn out to be quite long. However, we're going to be doing the best we can to actually fit in as many more of test stands going first, and then in the next video I'll probably go and do some test stands going second, which would definitely change up the dynamics of the actual deck itself. But with that being said, here we have some test stands going first, and if you guys end up enjoying this video, please consider dropping a like, share, comment and subscribe as well, it really does help. Without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so here's our opening hand. Definitely not ideal with 2 copies of the Absol Dragon, but I think I could still definitely try to work with this. We can normal summon out our Metal Rocket. I'm just going to put a field center right here so that we know where we are. And we're going to special summon out one of our Absol of course. And with that being said, we're just going to take these 2 here and link them away. And this will allow us to go for Romulus. So where is it? Over here. And from that we could either add a rocket monster, or we can also add Dragon Ravine. We'll just do both, of course. With that being said, I think the most appropriate card to go for would be to add the Rocket Tracer, and of course we add our Ravine as well, which would be very nice. So where is it? Over here. Next up we could also do a few other things as well, just wondering what would be the most ideal. We do have Dragon Ravine we can activate right now. I'm thinking let's go Foolish Burial and let's ditch off our Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, which would be nice of course. But aside from that, what else could we potentially do here? I could figure out a way to actually special summon this out as well, but we'll get to that later. What I'm going to do here is, I think what I'll do is, actually, maybe instead of going for Foolish, no, it should be okay. We could take Dragon Ravine, ditch off the Tracer, and then summon out another card, or ditch off another card. We're going to ditch off here the Spiral Dragon. I think it's more appropriate in this particular case. So here's an interesting thing what we can actually do. We can go for the Monster Reborn, which would allow us to then special summon out our Rocket Tracer maybe, or should we actually go for the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon? That is an interesting case. Maybe what I will do is I actually will go for the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, and this will also allow me to special summon out Rocket Tracer via Darkness Metal's effect, and of course that allows me to also bring out the Galactic Spiral Dragon, which is absolutely fantastic. Now keep in mind, we are going first here, so we obviously have a few things to actually keep in mind on what we could do. I'm thinking let's take Rocket Tracer first and let's link it away, allowing us to go for Pisty. So where are you? Over here. So now that Pisty is actually out, we could actually activate Romulus's effect, allowing us to then summon out the Absol. So that is very interesting there. Yeah, we could still summon our Absol, which is fine of course. We then can take the Spiral Dragon, and this will allow us to then switch the levels of the 2 monsters at least. So I'm trying to be careful where I'm putting things here, of course. With Red Eyes, probably want to put it over here, but either way we're going to take these 2, we're going to overlay them, and this will essentially allow us to go for one of our Xyz monsters. In this case, I'm just going to summon out our Hope Harbinger, which is definitely quite nice here. So that is definitely a really good card to actually go into, but we could also try to extend and go for some different things as well. Let's see, what could we potentially go for here? We can only go for dragons, so that is something we have to definitely keep in mind. We can't go for quad barrel, but we might be able to go into something else, so maybe a rank 3 or a link 3. So we're going to take here the metal dragon and also the Romulus, link them both away, allowing us to go for a triple burst. And from that, of course, our guard dragon Pisty activates, allowing us to summon back out our Rokket Tracer. Over here, of course, we use its effect, pop the Ravine, and this will allow us to summon out another rocket monster from our deck. In this case, you can bring out whichever one you want. Where is it? Magna Rockets over there, and we simply can take these two and link them away. But you could also take Triple Burst and Guard Dragon Pisty, allowing you to also link into a link 4 if you wanted to. But since you used Rokket Tracer, you are limited to only dark monsters now, so it does actually hold you back just a teeny bit, though you could try go into something else as well. But I think for the time being, we could leave it at that and go with the Rokket Tracer and the Magna Rockets. And we're just going to Synchro Summon them away, allowing us to go for, over here, our Borrelod Savage. And this will allow us to equip, over here, our Romulus. So, not necessarily the best opening hand, because we only have 2 Disrupts here. But the thing is this, you could easily, in any situation, open into any of your hand traps. So that could change the entire game here and add you a second, well, a third in this case, or potentially a 4th hand trap as well, or disruption. So together you could actually do quite a bit, but this here is still definitely decent. You could try to side deck some cards that are actually a bit more appropriate to fit into Pisty's requirements, but even so, I don't see this as too big an issue. You have 2 of these monsters here, it does the job. Alright, so here's an opening hand that's definitely, again, without any hand traps, so that is kind of an unfortunate situation because we do lose a few disruptions, but that's okay, we could still play this off. So over here, we have quite a few options available. I'm thinking let's go with the Rokket Tracer first, and let's also special summon our Absa and link these 2 away, allowing us to go into our Romulus. So in this case we'll bring Romulus right there, and we're going to search out 2 cards. So firstly we're going to search out a Rocket card, and in this particular case we're going to bring out maybe, I don't know, Magna Rocket. That would be okay. And then the second card we're going to add is obviously Dragon Ravine off the Romulus, so that is definitely fantastic, of course. So from here what we could do is we could go with, let's see, we have here Allure of Darkness, so I could go for that first. I could also go for Dragon Ravine as well, that is an option. So in this case I have to really think about what I want to do here. I'm thinking about going for Allure of Darkness, so I'll shuffle my deck. And then I'm going to activate it, allowing me to draw 2 cards. So 1 Chaos Space and 2 is Quick Launch, and we're just going to banish off the Magna Rokket Dragon, that's okay. But next up over here we have our Dragon Ravine. We could activate that, allowing us to ditch off our Chaos Space to the graveyard, and this will allow us to ditch off 1 card to the grave. In this case I want to ditch off the Red Eyes Darkness Metal because I still think it's appropriate. So in this case we're going to look for it and ditch it off to the graveyard. We can also activate the Foolish Burial as well, and this will allow us to ditch off 1 more card. I'm going to ditch off here the Galactic Spiral Dragon, which is a fantastic card to build up upon. But over here we do have 2 different cards. We have the Guard Dragon, which we'll use to bring back the Rokket Tracer, which is fantastic, of course, and this is what we have over here in the grave. Not too much to work with, but what we can do is we could take the Rokket Tracer, link that away, allowing us to go into our Pisty, and from that we can also activate Quick Launch, allowing us to then special summon 1 more rocket from the deck. So in this case we'll bring out the Silver Rocket, and we'll link that away, allowing us to go into our Striker Dragon, which will allow us to then search out our, where is it, our boot sector launch. And we could use Pisty's effect, special summon back out our Red Eyes Darkness Metal, which will allow us to special summon back out our Rokket Tracer. So that is definitely fantastic there. This just stays in the hand, of course, but now we could actually do a few things here. Very interesting as to what we could potentially do. So we have over here a Pisty, we have here Red Eyes, a Striker Dragon, and the Romulus. We'll link these four away, and we're going to go into our yugioh, and this will allow us to draw 4 cards. So I'm going to shuffle my deck. And now we're going to draw 4 cards, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we can return 4. So I'm going to return back the Black Dragon because we can only add it anyway later on with the White Dragon. We're also going to return back the Anis Rockets because we don't really need it there, so that's 2 cards. And the third card we'll return is the Boot Sector Launch because we don't really need it right now. We could work with these over here, so that's fantastic. But with that being said, let's see, what else can we potentially do? Do not use Rokket Tracer's effect just yet because we don't want to waste it too early on. But what we could do here is we could banish off maybe Striker Dragon. So we're going to banish that off, and this will allow us to summon out the White Dragon Wyver Buster, which in this case we could now potentially link them away or even go for a synchro summon. So in this case maybe we could go with, I'm thinking about going for Savage Dragon. That's not necessarily the worst option, so we could actually go for Savage Dragon over here. Yep, I'm thinking that's okay. We take Rokket Tracer and the White Dragon Wyver Buster, and we could go into, actually, yeah, I could actually do that. I'll just go with these 2, allowing us to go for our Brolode Savage Dragon, and we're just going to equip the Romulus. And from that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate the Quick Launch, allowing us to summon out one of our rockets from our deck. I think we still have the Metal Rocket, there we go. And that will go to the grave, but this will allow us to summon out our Spiral Dragon, which is over here. And Spiral Dragon's effect changes, allowing it to go into itself like so, and then you overlay into your number 38 Hope Harbinger. Definitely very nice. Yeah, you could extend your plays in different ways. For example, you could have easily gone with the Rokket Tracer's effect as well to pop the Ravine, bringing out 1 extra material on the board, which wouldn't be too bad at all, but even so, this is something that is definitely still really nice. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this particular video. Definitely leave me your thoughts as to what you would actually do with each of these opening hands. There's so many different things you could actually do as a variety, and there are so many different things I might do differently as well if I were to go second, so do stay tuned for that video. But with that being said, thanks for joining me today. Hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll see you all next time.